Hello, hello. Hope everybody's doing awesome. So, we have our awesome friend with us this evening to pour into you guys, Miss Brittany Cromwell. And I said that right. Cromwell?
Yeah. Just like Halloween Town.
So she's definitely going to pour into you guys, give you guys some really, really good tips. She's incredible at the business, doing awesome. How far are you from triple?
I was super close, and I'm hitting some rocky points, but I'm gonna fix them. So
yeah. No, hey, you can definitely preach to us on that.
Oh, yeah.
On the same page, girlfriend.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
it definitely happens. So, you want to kind of start off, let everyone kind of know your story, how you got started with It Works, and just kind of let everybody know who you are. That would be awesome.
Okay. So I am Brittany, and I am 24 years old. So I am actually a college dropout, and a C-D student all through high school. I always thought that I wasn't like smart, and I was never going to be successful in life, because I wasn't, into school. I had so many other qualities about me. Like, I'm really outgoing, I'm bubbly, I can spark a conversation with anybody, I'm creative, I love photography, that kind of stuff. So I never really found that thing I was into, and I got into a depression after I dropped out of college. And I moved to a really touristy area in North Myrtle Beach, and I fell in love and got pregnant, and I did things completely out of order. So as we're taught, go out, get a job, I found myself just working so many different jobs just to get by that I was like a chronic job jumper, as they call it. And I swear I had like 13 jobs in a 2-year span. It was horrible. And when I had my daughter, I finally landed my first full-time job, and we moved out of my mom's house and got our own apartment. So me and my boyfriend, we were living together, and things were just really hard, you guys. It was food stamps, Medicaid, anything that I could apply for, I applied for. And I just thought that was normal. And we were struggling so bad with the baby and working opposite hours. So I found myself working 7 to 3, picking up our daughter, and my boyfriend wouldn't get off work until 10, and I would be asleep. So family time wasn't there. Me as a person, I felt like I lost myself, and we were just in one word, stress. That was our life. Money was scraping pennies just to put into our gas tank. I would pick up money off the ground in the parking lot to put into Coinstar, just so I could get gas or diapers. I was an extreme couponer, and I remember even taking things that I got and returning them at the store just for store credit to buy stuff that we needed. And it was just so embarrassing. But it wasn't until I picked up my daughter one day from school, or daycare, I'm sorry, she goes to school now. And they told me that she started talking, and I wasn't there to witness that. And that's when I really decided that I just got to do something different with my life. I got to be in my kid's life. So I joined It Works through I wouldn't even call it a friend. We just kind of knew each other in high school. Her name's Katie. And she just approached me and told me about the wraps. And I was like, heck yeah, I want that done all over my stomach. Like, give me as many as you can, because I don't know how many of you guys are moms on here, but as you know, kids do not leave you looking pretty. And if you are looking pretty, you're blessed. But my stomach had all the stretch marks, all the saggy skin, all of, the reasons why we have the wrap. Like, I was basically the perfect person to use the wrap on. So I wanted to get that, but I couldn't afford it. And that's when she hit me with the question, well, why don't you do what I do, use the products, fall in love with them, and make money? And that question got me thinking. And it wasn't until she actually asked me that I thought, because yes, I knew she sold it, but once you put that idea in somebody's head, like, hey, why don't you do this too? That's when I looked up every single It Works review. It was in front of me the whole entire time. The whole time that I was on Instagram, I saw this stuff, but I didn't really know what it was. And it's like, it wasn't until she hit me with that question, I pictured myself doing it. And I saw every bad review, every good review, but it wasn't until I just realized, I'm the kind of person that's just going to go for it. And if I put my mind to something, I'll find a way to make it work. So I disregarded all the people that were saying, oh, it works, it doesn't work, and all that stuff, because I knew they were lazy and I'm not lazy. And I was going to do whatever it took to get money for my family. So I joined 2 days later, and I was actually Katie's second distributor. And we just worked. I just worked, and my boyfriend was totally against it at the time. He hated me being on my phone all the time. But I looked at him and I told him, I'm going to do this for us, so shut your mouth and sit down. And I proved him wrong. And I was an executive for 9 months, you guys. It wasn't until my 9th month that I went Ruby and I went Emerald the same month. And then the next month I went Diamonds, and we earned the $20,000 bonus. I signed up my boyfriend as a distributor. He went Emerald. So that year we earned, I think, $25,000 in bonuses. Fast forward a year later, I was able to, quit my job at that time. I tripled my full-time income. We were able to pay off any debt we had, take vacations, do things as a family, but most importantly, I'm able to wake up every single day with my daughter. And that is worth so much more than any dollar amount. So that's kind of when I just found my passion, is because of my why. And that's what drove me every single day. And I just worked my butt off. And, here we are. Now I'm a double, Michael's a diamond, going for triple. And we've just been able to do so much because of this business. And we earned even more bonuses. So $65,000 total in bonuses now. And we are so close towards like halfway that we need for our down payment to build our new dream home. And that's coming from somebody who couldn't even afford $700 a month for rent, when I first joined this. So It Works has really turned our life around, really just because I made the decision to make it happen. So that's my story.
Love it.
Awesome. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Tits.
That's awesome. I can't wait for us to build our dream home. So I was gonna ask you, okay, so how did you actually get to double? Did you have to sacrifice? What did you say no to when it comes to, putting the hours into the business? How many hours a day did you work? Things like that.
So getting to Diamond, I obviously was working full time. To get to double, I had all the time in the world. Of course, being a mom and cleaning a house and doing everything that I have to do, like social life and like relationship and every errands, all that. Around that, finding the time is still hard. Like a full-time job, I can imagine, is so hard, but you got to find the time to make it work. First of all, let me just say that you got to fit this into your schedule somehow. But for me, how I got to double is I just took any minute of my free time that didn't make me money, and I used that time and worked instead. Because of my why. And I think that's so important, is that you really found your why. But getting to double, as I told you, like Michael is my diamond. To get to diamond, like let's talk about that first. You're completely in charge of your chart. I think your whole entire chart is your responsibility until you get to diamond. After that, you're going to need some help. So when I was going diamond, I signed like 12, 15 distributors in 1 month and focused on the people that really, really wanted this like I did. And I helped them and we worked together to get to rubies. Because diamond, you guys, is really just an emerald, which is 2 rubies, and then 1 more ruby. So I just needed to find 3 people who wanted to find $500 extra a month on my team and really run with me. So when I was able to do that and get to diamond, for the most part, I signed most of those people myself. But then I had to go to double. I now needed an emerald and Michael to go to diamond. So it's like, you really just gotta run with the people and focus on the people in your downline, whether you're a ruby or an executive or maybe your box for diamond. Focus on the people that are really, really trying and work together with them and pour into those people. And that's what I did to get to double. Is number 1, I saw it as my responsibility still. And that's how I view triple as well. I see it as my responsibility, but I also have to work with these people a lot closer. And that was the main mistake that I made in the beginning, was trying to do everything myself. Like I said, yes, your chart's your responsibility, but you also have to work with them. And that's what's so important is teaching your team. What's that saying? You can catch all the fish for somebody, but they're not going to be able to catch any until you teach a man to fish, or whatever that saying is. Help me out.
Yeah, I know what it is. I'm trying to think exactly what it is. Yeah, you can. You said the way you said it was right.
Yeah.
Exactly how it's said. But yeah, basically, like you can teach a man to fish, but I know. Oh
I don't know either. It's too late.
Yeah, I know we killed it now.
Yeah. So I really just looked at what I needed. I knew I had to fill that myself, but most importantly, teach my team and my top runners how to do that as well. And together we pulled through. And that's what you have to do to get to any rank. I think even, Ruby, you got to find that person who wants to go executive. You got to find the people who want to go Ruby. And I think when you just focus on the small promotions, that's when you create that big one. So help your team.
No, it's so true, because you can only do so much, and when you're constantly trying to do the same thing over and over again, that's the definition of burnout and insanity. Yeah. So you have to teach other people how to do it, and then you can all go further together, essentially. Which we had to learn that too. We definitely did.
You definitely cannot be an ambassador in this business and build an ambassador chart by yourself. That is for sure. Oh, I couldn't imagine that.
I don't even think you can build a double chart by yourself.
It's definitely rough.
Okay, so let's talk about excuses. What's your favorite excuse that you get from a potential, and how do you respond to it? What do you tell them?
Honestly, I don't have a favorite.
Or what do you get the most?
Okay, I think all of the excuses are silly in my opinion, just because they're so fixable, and it's like people don't realize how easy it is to fix that excuse. It's like, do you want to fix that excuse, or do you want to stay broke? Like, because the fact that you don't have any friends, like, is so easy, So I think that's the number one thing that I get the most is I don't know anybody. I don't know who I would sell to. And I just, like, no matter what excuse that I get, I always relate to people how I overcame that and how they can too. So for instance, like if somebody, which I get all the time, I got this today, I don't have the time, I tell them how I didn't have the time and how I was able to basically find the time to make this work and how easy it is. So was that answering your question or no?
Yeah, because you're talking about how you're taking and you're relating it to a story of something about yourself and about how you overcame a personal struggle.
Yeah. And I had one of my girls on my team, and she was like, I'm having such a hard time signing distributors. And I'm like, what's the problem? She's like, everybody's giving me excuses. And I'm like, no crap. Like, I don't think I've signed. Okay, I can't say that. The last 2 people I signed actually came to me, and y'all know how rare this is. And they didn't have any fears or anything. And they were so excited to do this. I was like, thank you, Jesus, like that. And they're doing so good right now. But like, no crap. Every single person that you talk to is going to give you an excuse. Like, it's your job to crush their fears, make them feel comfortable, and believe in them. And that's what's so important is it's a process. Like, from that minute you plant that seed with them, the next step is figure out what's holding them back, figure out why they need this, tell them why what's holding them back is like a stupid excuse and how it can be fixed. And then I let them know, like, I'm just here for them every step of the way, and that even if they're still worried about that, I overcame that, and I'm going to show you how to do that too, and I won't let you fail. So, it's all the way from, oh, you know what? I do have a favorite. I don't have the money to get started. That's my favorite one, because
you got all fired.
That is like, I just want to slap you through the phone. Like, that's the whole reason you need to get started. So I like using the approach as if I'm talking to myself. I think that's so important is when you're talking to somebody, don't direct it at them. Like, that's the whole reason you need to get started. Instead, use your own self as an example, as more of an inspiration. That's what inspiration is. I think when we talk about ourselves and how we did something that inspires somebody versus me telling you exactly how to do it. I think if you said, you know, girl, I was in the same spot, boom, relate to them. And I knew that was the whole reason I had to get started. And now look what I've accomplished and how I'll be able to help you. So that's how I kind of go about that is every time someone gives you an excuse, think of how can you tell them about how you went through the same thing and how you overcame it. That's going to, I feel like, ease their fears a lot more. I don't know. So.
No, that was perfect. That was really good.
Yeah.
How many hours a day right now are you working your business?
Some days I'm focused like all day. And then like today I was only able to give 20, 30 minutes, like 2 to 3 times a day, or throughout the day today. Tonight, after I get off of this with you, I'm doing, usually an hour to an hour and a half power hour. And I think those are so crucial for your business. And as a team, we do that too. Excuse me. We do that too as a team, so that way we can really give our team like what we do, what is like the most income producing activities, squeeze into an hour. And I feel like when I get that done at night, I wake up feeling so more refreshed, like I really got a lot done the day before. And do you guys ever go to sleep and you're like, dang, I didn't do anything for my business today, and it like makes you almost like stressed and in a bad mood, and you feel overwhelmed and behind. So I just feel like when I do my power hours at nighttime, that's when I get the most done. So that could be an hour or it could be a 4-hour period. It just depends on like me. But I think that like no matter what, you should give at least an hour to an hour and a half a day. For me, I think I have my own schedule, and I think it's important you have your own schedule too. So like even when I was working full time, I would do posting throughout the day because that's like mindless stuff, and adding and following mindless stuff. And then at nighttime, you want to set that hour to, okay, here's my hundreds list, 20 minutes there. Okay, next 20 minutes, I'm following up. Next 20 minutes, I'm sending out messages to as many people as I can. Next 20 minutes, this, and make sure you're doing all the things that you have to do repeatedly every single day. And I think as long as you get that stuff done, you're good. You know, at the end of the day, when you rest your head on the pillow, okay, I got, you know, my crap done today. I did good. And if you want to see a bigger paycheck, just do more of that and sacrifice some things. Put the TV down. You know, if you're sitting there watching TV with your spouse, let them know, hey, I'm going to be on my phone and work a little harder for this next month. Are you cool with that? And work more that way. If you're in the shower, you know, listen to a video, find the little places throughout your day where you can fit this in. And just know, guys, the more that you do, it's going to show in your paycheck. The less you do, it's going to show in your paycheck. So I think as long as you're getting the stuff done that you know works and gets you results, which for me is asking and messaging and following up, then just do more of that and you will see your paycheck grow.
I think a lot of people don't realize that even just when you're done messaging, if you just look at your list, we do the same thing. We've been doing power hours, and we've been trying to make sure that we've been doing them at least once a week with the team and whatnot to kind of show what we're doing. Even if you just send out an extra 5 messages, just an extra 5 per day, that's an extra 150 messages a month, and you don't realize that. It's huge, very beneficial.
Definitely,
massive action.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we also, like you said, we've been doing power hours, but also, so your team inspired us to do an opportunity event. So can you tell us a little bit more about those? Like how long have you guys been doing them? And then also like how many people do you message to invite to one? And like, do you tell your team, like, you know, try and shoot to get 10 there? Or like, do you guys have like a set number that you try and always like get to the opportunity event?
So me and Katie, we have our team page together because we kind of evolved together from the beginning. Like we were brand new, so we worked together always. So out of all of our girls, I always aim for at least 200 guests. Yes. That's the only way we will do a giveaway. So if you think about it, that's really just out of everybody in our page. Oh, I don't even know the number. We have like it's like if everyone just got less than one, like that would still be more than 200. We just have so many people. But truly, the opportunity events are so important. So we'll do different ones. Like if we feel like enrollments have not been high, we will do a work from home party that's strictly about the business. And then we will also do a combo party, which is about products in the business. We literally just run through the party pad. I've seen other teams do like where they do posts and they just do posts. Live videos for us have been amazing in just doing that party pad, and we give away incentives. So we do those once a week. And me and Katie, we switch on and off. And I let the team know that it's so important to get people there because that's what's going to seal the deal. It's almost like when you hear that a restaurant was really awesome from one person, you're like, oh, okay. But when you hear it from 3 different people, you're like, all right, I gotta go. Like that's how these opportunity videos are. If you're talking to a potential and they're interested and they're kind of iffy, what if they heard it from somebody else like Johnny and Natalie, who have an amazing success story, and they know they're going to be under them as well, and they're going to learn from you and Johnny and Natalie, and they just hear this crazy story about, you know, how they were from, you know, whatever your story, you know, you were here and then now you're here. Like when somebody hears that, it's almost like reassuring. It's a second opinion. So it's so important that you get people to these parties, not only for that, but for the products. And what's really important for you is to take advantage of those parties and watch them with your guests, because that's how I learned how to do these parties, is watching other top earners do them. So that way you can get in a spot where you can make your own opportunity video. And I think that was so important. When I went Diamond, I sent everybody my opportunity video, and I wasn't even Diamond yet. I was just an executive talking about, you know, the income that I was making and what it was doing for me. Even then I was able to say like it was helping me pay for bills. So I think it's just so important to get somebody in front of that opportunity video. So we tell our team it's crucial. If they have their own video, they will send them that. But we have so many people that are just starting, that we get people launched there. That's where we do our launch parties. Our team, we have people in Michigan and Utah and California. So we can't fly to these places and launch them. Get your new people launched at these parties, and we do them weekly. So that's how we just keep bringing in new customers and new customers. So new people are getting launched. We have people who have been in the business for a year that are getting their potentials there, and so on and so on. So really for me, getting people to these parties, I teach my team how to do the same thing. Is I really just find leads throughout the week. My job is to find as many people as possible that are interested in the products and the business, and I'll set a goal. I'll say, okay, this week I'm going to find 30 potential distributors, and I'm going to find 40 potential customers, and then I'm going to get them to this party at the end of the week. So go throughout the week and make it your goal to plant as many seeds with as many people as you can. So that way when these parties come up, you can shoot a message. And I usually just say in the middle of our conversation, hey, by the way, are you free tonight? My friend's giving away some products, raffling away some free stuff just for checking in and watching her video. And I call it an event. I don't say party because that's kind of overused, I feel like, and turns some people off. So that's really what I do to get people there. People want to see the free stuff. But more importantly, it's make sure you're not just getting people there for the free stuff. Make sure you're focusing on getting people there who are actually interested. I think that's important too. That's really what I do. I don't spam people and say, hey, come to our party. I don't just send out invites to my whole friends list because that's annoying as hell, and I would ignore that, especially if you didn't send me a message. And I just focus on what would make me want to go view that video. So that's what I do, and I just think it's so important that you get at least 10 people, because realistically half of them are going to show up, and that's okay. It's the same thing like when you send out friend requests. You send out 20, you got 8 that are accepting. You know, that's just how it is. And people get busy, people have kids, or something comes up. So the more that you get, yes, I'm going, the more are actually going to show up, which means the more you're actually going to sign up eventually. So that's how we do our parties. And we do them live. We really interact with people when we're on our live. So I'll ask questions like, okay, guys, what was the worst thing that you ate this week, right before I talk about the fat fighters. So I'm really intentional about it. And people will comment like Burger King, blah, 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 and make it fun. I think that's so important, is when you make it fun and interesting, you have fun, you talk to people, and you like involve your family, or like, you know, you can go live and invite somebody else to do it with you and talk to them. Like, do something that's going to make somebody want to watch it. You're going to get tons of viewers. We also do extra drawings for gifts. We'll do, okay guys, if you share this video right now, I'm going to enter your name for another greens drawing that we're doing. And we'll get like 50 people to share the video that moment. And at the end of the night, we'll have like 10,000 views on our video. We'll have friend requests. We'll have followers. We'll have people messaging our girls who said they saw their video through this person's page. And it's just amazing what you can do through social media and going live. So I think that's really important. So.
Yeah, we just had our first one, and I think it was pretty good, but we're only going to get better, you know, from the first one.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to like following up and signing people up, what's the, you know, like success rate? Like, how many signups do you guys have after an opportunity event? And like, do you guys do like a follow-up power hour? I kind of thought about maybe doing that too, to like get, you know, everyone.
That's a good idea.
Like a closing, you know, one, like after an opportunity event, like let's hop on a Zoom and start closing everyone, you know?
Yeah.
Because we're still trying to figure out our groove with it. But do you guys do like a set like message, like, hey, did you want to, you know, what did you think? Did you want to sign up as a LC or DT, or how do you guys kind of do it afterwards?
So afterwards, I always ask, hey girl, what did you like best about the video? Because that way I'll get positive feedback only. Sure. And that's when I'll be like, yes, that's why you should join. You know, on a scale of 1 to 10, like, how interested are you in this? Or I've been using this one lately, like on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, how desperately do you need the income? And that right there, I'm like, okay, well, let's get you started. What's holding you back at this point? And then squash the fear, get them to sign up. And then at that point, it's just about finding a date. And in the meantime, I'm still liking, commenting on their stuff. But as far as like, you mean like the success rate out of people like I'm talking to that I'm actually signing up?
Like, do you guys always get people that sign up like right after the opportunity event because that kind of convinced them and
I don't know, because it's kind of hard to tell, because like it's a combo of me and Katie's. But usually after every video, we have at least 2 to 3 new distributors in the downline. But that's like that week. And I do try to stay up with my team. I'm like, okay, message me if somebody's going to sign up, you know, from the video, that kind of thing. But realistically, I can just physically tell and sense that the team is popping after the videos. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not like a set number or anything like that. But I can just tell, like, if I stop doing parties, enrollments stop. So
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your best approach with follow-ups? Like, not with the opportunity event, just in general, like how often do you follow up with people? Do you send, you know, 20 messages, or, you know, what's your follow-up routine?
So I follow up once a week. When I say follow up, it's not always about the business. I like to, it just depends. Okay. So if I'm at, you know, with person A on my list and I have person B, maybe I'm at this point, like, with this person, maybe I'm at the point where, you know, I just got to follow up one more time about the business. And then maybe this person, I got to work on my relationship a little bit more before I can bring up the business again. So with my follow-up day, which is always Thursday or Friday, I'll usually message people and kind of like look at I'll go down my list and I'll type in their name and I'll look at where our conversation left off. And if I haven't brought up the business in, say, like a week, I'll go ahead and bring it up. And then with another person, maybe I saw that I followed up twice about the business. Now I'm going to mention something to them about their page. So if I see like, okay, she's ignored me twice about the business now, I'm not going to send another message about the business, because that's just going to push them away and it's going to make you look pushy and desperate. Excuse me. I want them to feel as if like I don't need them, because truth is I don't. I'm talking to somebody else right now who's going to want this more at this point. But for that person, now I'm just going to go to their page and see if I can talk to them and just build our relationship a little bit better, because they're ignoring me for a reason. And that reason probably is because they don't feel comfortable enough with me yet to really tell me, hey, I don't have the money, or actually like, I'm not sure about this, that kind of thing. So I'm going to go to their page. I'll go ahead and see, did they take a trip recently? Have they, done something exciting this week that I can talk to them about? And I like asking questions. So for a girl the other day, I saw that she went to Canada, and I was like, holy moly, you went to Canada. I've been dying to go there. What part did you go to, and is it expensive? And she wrote back, but she ignored me about the business the last time. And chances are they're probably going to be like, oh, I wasn't ignoring you. Or sometimes they won't bring it up. So I'll go ahead and just wait until the end of our conversation. And I'll say, by the way, did you see my last text from Tuesday? And that's when they're going to be like, yeah, I did, but I don't know how I feel yet. I'll let you know. I got to find a way to always bring it up somehow, but I'm still talking to them about other things. And I think that's what's important is you did that in the beginning. Like if you built that relationship with them so strong and you were talking about things just to get to the point where you could talk to them about the business or, that, you got to keep doing that. Because if you just go from friend to business, sign up, let's go. Like, it's almost like, oh, you were just being my friend to like get me or something. You know what I mean? So I just always got to make sure I am keeping a relationship with them. So that's what I'll do is I'll follow up once a week, depending on, do I need to build that relationship with them stronger, or is it time to bring up the business again? And I will send out messages for like potential customers. Usually the first follow-up, if we were talking about the products and then they wrote back and they didn't really give me an answer or like kind of left me hanging, I'll say, that Friday, I'll say, hey girl, I'm still saving your spot, your discount right now. Should I give that to somebody else or do you want me to save it for you? And that right there, they're usually like, oh, I do want it. I just got to wait for the money, and they'll give me more of an answer, or they'll let me know, hey, I'm not interested anymore. So that's always the first one that I use with customers. After that, I'm kind of just like, hey girl, I just signed up a girl for the stretch mark cream and I thought of you. I'm getting last minute orders in tonight. Do you still want your product? And that's what I'll use as my follow-up for customers. Usually at that point, I'm signing people pretty easily, where they're letting me know they still don't have the money, and I'll just keep following up here and there. For business, I always, it's a little different. I usually let them know that I'm still thinking about them and how I think they would be awesome at this, and how I do say I have blank mini spots left, and I wouldn't want anybody else but you to take one of those spots right now. So when I'm following up, I'm always making them feel wanted because I want them on my team. So it's really genuine there. If I'm following up with you and I'm messaging you and I'm planting seeds with you specifically, it's because I see something in you. So I let them know that and why I want them on my team, and I just follow up with them usually, like I said, every week, but it'll go back and forth. So if I followed up with them 3 times, 3 weeks in a row, maybe business, and then I talk to them about relationships after that, I'll back off a little bit. Some people take 2 months. Like you guys know, they take 2 weeks. Some people take 2 weeks. Some people take 2 months. Some people take 2 years to sign up. All that matters is that you're messaging them. You're letting them know that you're still there and you're still being friendly with them. As long as you're talking to them, they're still going to be seeing your posts every single day, that business post, and you're still commenting on their stuff. And that's another thing I'll do. I'll pick another day in the week and I'll go down the list and I'll comment on all my potential stuff. And then Friday and Thursday, I'll follow up, which means I'm messaging them somehow. So that's what I'll do. And I just feel like when you really like harvest your seeds, like you put like the sun, the water, and you take care of them like that, don't focus, like you do want a lot of numbers down on your potential list. Like make sure you're talking to a lot of people, but also make sure that you are focusing on those people as much as you can. Because the more that you talk to them and the more that you follow up and focus on them, the more you're going to sign up. But don't get stuck in that spot where you're like, I'm talking to 10 people, I'm golden. Like that's awesome. Keep talking to them, but go find more. So
do you want to touch on that hover mode a little bit there? That oh, I got 6 people that are going to sign up on Friday, and it's Monday, so I'm good. I don't have anything to worry about. You want to kind of touch on that, like how we need to be focused on always growing our network, so to speak?
Yeah. I just think it's important because, like, what if they didn't sign up? Like, what are you going to do then? You know? And that's part of this business. There's so many things in this business that is really crappy that you have to overcome. Like, one, your team quitting. 2, people ignoring you. And 3, people saying they're going to sign up and they don't. And that's just how it works, you guys. Like I was going to hire this photographer and I didn't, and they're still hiring people, or they're still booking people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never, ever going to stop and say, I'm good, I have enough potentials on my list, you know, ever. Because number 1, I want to make sure that my paycheck's covered. And 2, there's so many people out here that need this. Like, there's people that, like, literally are not spending money on food because they can't afford it. Like, there's hungry people out there, and there's people who are driving around with crappy ass cars because they can't buy a new one. Like, their kids are in clothes that are too small. Like, I know this because I see it on my timeline. So, like, there's people out there. So it's like almost like, number 1, I want my paycheck to look good. But number 2, like, I'm being selfish if I just stop telling people about this, because there's so many people that need this, you guys. So don't get comfortable and cover your butt.
Yeah.
Because 6 people, that's 6 people. You know, I sign 1 out of every 6 to 7 people. Like, think of it that way. You know, think of say 1 out of every 10 people is actually going to sign up. And go out there. If you need 5 customers, you better go talk to 50 people, you know?
Yeah, it's all about the ratios, and it's volume by numbers at the end of the day. And all the work you're doing now, eventually it's going to sprout. It's just a matter of time, or eventually, you know, it's gonna harvest.
Just a random side note, because you did say that. There's something I was actually reading today from Grant Cardone. He says, obviously, in network marketing and business in general, we always want to aim for quality people. But in order to find quality people, you're still going to have to go through a quantity of people.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
As far as, like, customer retention, what do you guys do to ensure that they stay on auto ship? That, you know, how often do you check in with them? Steph, one of our leaders, asked that.
I check in with my customers once a month. And I think it's really just important to make sure that they are loving the products. And if they aren't, get them on a product that they love. Because wraps, like, are awesome, but some people don't need them every day. Like, I need the greens every day. And, like, before I got pregnant, the Confianza, like, I needed that every day. So I think it's important to find them on something that they love and can't live without. So really dig into getting to know them, you know, sending them thank you cards, letting them know how much you appreciate them. A handwritten card goes a long way. I do that once every 4 months. I'll go ahead and look at all the customers I signed up, and I'll go ahead and order the cards and get those sent out. And then another tip that I've been using to really keep my customers is I don't give them the option to cancel at the end of the 3 months. So I go ahead and I say, hey girl, I'm so excited. You know, you just completed the 90-day challenge. If you order 3 more months, I'm going to give you $50 in free product credit. How's that sound? And it's been a 50-50 thing now that I'm doing that. I think a lot of people are like, oh, it's the end of the 3 months, they're going to cancel. Like, no, your customers are here and they're supposed to be customers for life. So let's keep them that way. That's, you know, what do people say? Ask and you shall receive. Like, ask them to stay on for 3 months, 3 more months. Ask them to stay on for 12 more months, you know, expect them to, and then they're going to believe that they should. And I let them know that, hey, 3 more months, I'm going to give you $50 in free product credit. How's that sound? And usually they're like, hell yeah. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. What do you want next? And if they say no, don't cry about it. You know, some people can't afford it, and that's okay. You know what? They're still here to be customers for life. They still have the 40% off for life. You can still get in touch with them when BOGOs happen, get them back on the auto shipment. But when they don't, I go ahead and let them know, okay, that's totally fine. For being such an awesome customer though, I'm just going to give you blank much money in perk points to pick out a free product right now. Or, I know how much you love the ThermoFit. You should try our system. I'm going to go ahead and discount you that 40% off and throw you in. Say they have $30 in perk points wrapped up. I'm going to say, I'm going to throw you in $30 in perk points. How's that sound? So, I always get them to use their perk points after that, so that way I can at least get some sort of volume in if they're canceling. Another thing that I did is I have a group page for my customers, and this is only for customers only, and they don't post anything in there. It's just for them to get a notification when we have a BOGO or anything like that. And I'll post in it once a week about a new product or a product I'm using. And it's a personal post, like as if I would post on my wall. So it's nothing spammy or anything like that. But that way, when we do have BOGO or anything like that, I can post in that page and all my loyal customers are going to get that notification. So I don't have to sit there and send out those messages. And I let them know, like the minute that they sign up as my customer, I'm like, okay, you're going to be added to my VIP group page. And this is where you're going to be able to see like all the deals that we have. So make sure you check it whenever you get that notification. And they do. And every time we have a BOGO, I'll go ahead and get a message about it, or I'll see someone place their order because of that group. So that's been working really well for me. So I taught my team how to start doing that, and I've noticed volume staying like a little bit longer, which is a good thing. So just go into it with, taking care of your customers, following up with them monthly, how they're enjoying their products, see if they want to add something on, always upsell, always try, if they're starting out with greens, suggest the ThermoFit, really take care of them and, let them know about these perks that they get and, don't expect them to say no, almost like go into it like you are going to order 3 more months. And it's been working. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. I just had a lady that said that she's been ordering 2 treatments of wraps a month. And she's like, I'm just not keeping up with them. I'm just not really using them. I said, oh, okay, well, do you drink coffee? And she goes, yeah. And she was about to cancel because that's what she messaged me about. And now she just ordered the value pack on her auto ship instead of canceling. So
Yay.
That's my little tip is I just straight up ask them, do you drink coffee? That's literally all I say. And then that's all we talk about now is the keto coffee. But have you tried it or no? Because you're pregnant.
I have, and I ordered so many. And I love coffee, but I can only drink half of that cup. Otherwise, the baby's like gonna break my ribs or something, and I feel like jittery, I just feel like I'm on crack or something. Not that I know what that's like, but it's like drinking 10 Red Bulls for me. It's so much stronger than a regular cup of coffee, but I felt so good after. I felt like I wanted to get stuff done, and I felt focused, but I am saving it for afterwards just because it made me so jittery. It's because I'm pregnant, though. I know that's why. I'm really sensitive to caffeine now.
Sure.
Yeah.
So.
That's so funny. We love it. We keep ordering value packs.
So good.
Yeah, we went to One Team One Mission on Saturday, and they're like, free keto coffee. Me and Natalie are like, huh? Where?
Do you have any special closing tips, like for an LC or a distributor that you kind of, use that you want to share with us?
I just talk to them like they're my best friends, and I use a lot of emojis and exclamation marks. But my number one thing that seems to help me with distributors is I'm just real with them, and almost kind of like I'm at that point with them where I can just joke around with them. The other day I told this girl, I've used this before, I was like, girl, my hair is literally turning gray. It's taking so long for you to sign up. You could have been making so much money by now. What is holding you back? So using I'm just goofy and myself, and I joke around with them. I make them feel comfortable. And if I could type that out right now, it would just seem friendly and silly. I put laughing, crying faces, and I'm just Brittany. I'm not trying to be this salesperson or anything like that anytime I speak to anybody. But I love what is holding you back. And for customers, usually, like I said, hey girl, I'm still holding that spot for you. They're like, oh crap, she's holding it for me. I got to give her an answer. So that's what really works for me. Those two things right there.
Awesome. Okay, we're just going to ask 2 more questions. I don't want to keep you on too much longer.
Okay.
It's getting late, but it's so much fun. Okay, so what is the best leadership tip you have for a new leader stepping into a leadership role for the first time? So as you have someone like promoting into Ruby and Emerald, what's something that you tell, your leaders, emerging leaders? That,
So much. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Johnny's question, if you couldn't tell.
I think what's really important is to be patient. I have a lot of people on my team that are just like, I need it now. I need it now. Be patient. Don't turn into management mode, and keep doing what you did to get these people on your team, and don't slow down. And I think it's so important as a leader that, number one, you do what you want your team to do, and number two, that you're filling your cup constantly. And I think you guys say this all the time. Johnny, I can't even tell you, because I don't know how many hours you must spend on self-development and watching other people, because that's how you learned everything that you know. And that's how it is with me. I watch so many different people and spend so much time that kind of turned me into this person I was today. Because if y'all would have known me before this business, you would have been like, she's so negative. She's so, like, you would never expect me to be a part of It Works, like, ever. And I feel like you need to be calm and develop yourself into the leader that you want your leaders under you to be. So really, like, I did this the other day. I was like, picture a wine glass at the top, and that's me. That's you guys. Okay. That's you. And then you have like wine glasses underneath. I'm using wine as an example because I really like wine. And like everything that you learn is like you pouring the bottle on your cup. And the more that you learn, the more it's spilling onto the cups underneath you and filling them. So I think it's just so important that you keep that in mind, is if you stop, your team stops. If you stop enrolling customers, it's almost like a sixth sense that your team can sense that energy that you have. They're going to stop. So get to events, get to conference. If you haven't bought your conference ticket, you got an hour and 10 minutes left to buy your conference ticket. Watch videos every day and really perfect what you're doing. If you're struggling with customers, fix it. If you're struggling with distributors, fix it. Because what you struggle on, your team will struggle on. Because you can't be a leader and teach them something that you don't know what the heck you're doing, So it's so important that you keep doing what you did to get there. You become better every single day, and you inspire your team. And that's how your team is going to develop into a great leader, is because of who you are. So keep that in mind. And another thing as a leader is you are going to have ups and downs. You're going to have lefts and rights. You're going to have amazing months, and you're going to have down months. But really, you are in charge of that. And you're going to have people quit. You're going to have people just completely test you. And it's so hard, like customers, distributors, and team members, that you hold your ground as a leader, and really remember why you're in here, and drive through all the crap that's going to come your way. Because the stronger that you are, the stronger your team will hold together. And just focus on where you want to be, and don't look back. Don't look left. Don't look right. Focus on you. Focus on being the best you can be. Keep doing what you're doing that's working, and have your eyes on the goal. I think, yeah, that's in a summary.
That's awesome.
There's so much, you guys, as a leader you're gonna go through, but all that matters is that you make the decision you're here to stay. No matter what comes your way, you keep going.
Love it. Perfect. Okay, so last thing, what is the importance of conference? You knew that was coming. What has conference done for you? Give us the lowdown. I think 1, two, three, four, five, six of the people on here tonight already have their conference ticket. So
Good.
yeah, so our team understands, but let's hear your story with it, because I know the stories are the most incredible part of it.
So conference, I actually was not going to go because I didn't have the money to. And I was like so excited to just have a girls' weekend and get away. And it would actually be the first time away from my daughter, who was like, I think 2 at that time. And Michael would have had to take off from work, which means he would have lost pay. So pay like going down and expenses going up for that trip was like no right away. And then of course the videos came out that we've been seeing all this week, Mark doing the get to conference and all the leaders get to conference, and I saw the stories everywhere, and I just said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna take out a credit card. I took out a credit card, I literally did.
You applied for a new one.
Yeah. And I didn't think I was going to get approved. That was my first like credit card. Everything else was like me trying to build my credit, like at Best Buy and Victoria's Secret. Like those were like the first store cards. So I didn't think I was going to get approved, but I did. And I don't want to tell you guys get in debt, but I just knew that I had to do whatever I could, and I would pay it off over the next couple months and like make sure I didn't buy anything else on it. I just needed to get to conference, and I did do everything I could. Michael took off from work. Turns out he had like a pay day he could do. So I was like, thank God. And his mom was going to help with Addie. And I just knew that I had to get there because my heart was in this. And I just heard it too many times where I was just like, okay, I got to go. And we drove there, me, Katie, and one other girl who's not in the business anymore. And we showed up, and we were like seriously sleep deprived. We drove through the night, and we got there, and we stood in line at registration from 9 to like, y'all know how long it takes. And we were so tired. I was so tired that whole trip because I just wanted to do everything. It is so much fun. Being able to just be in a hotel with everybody. We poured into each other. We learned so much. I learned so many awesome tips. I got some clothes at the At Work store, which is incredible. And just being able to like turn to the right, there's Joel and Steph. Turn to the left, like there's Denise and Brandon Walsh. Like it was just crazy. And I remember the first person I met was Tiffany Her, who is like my favorite person ever, because I just feel like I relate to her so much. And I was shaking, and you get to meet the people that you look up to. And that's what's so cool. I feel like I'm walking around at the Oscars or something, and I'm meeting like celebrities that I love. And it was just so amazing. I was so inspired and so ready to kick butt. And what I took from conference is so much more than business related. It was more of finding myself. I found the old me again. I took a step away from my family, and I found like the old Brittany that I used to be. And the friendships that I built are incredible, but I can't explain that feeling unless you're in that room. And I just got chills up and down my spine when they started playing the Andrew Day song, Rise Up, and they announced those bonuses. And I said, I'm going to get one. And I left an executive. Like I said, I triple promoted to diamond in 2 months. And I went in this shy person, and I came out this girl who started blitzing at gas stations on the way home. Like I could walk up to anybody and tell you about It Works now. I could walk up to the prettiest person in the room and start a conversation with them and give them a card. Like I had no fears. It made me who I am, and it does that every single year that I go. So this will be the 3rd year that I'm going, and I will be having a baby 3 weeks before. So what's your excuse? Like, what's your excuse? Because there shouldn't be one. If everyone's telling you to go, we're not just telling you to go to blow the money. We're not getting anything out of it. We are seriously telling you, if you want to make money, you will get your butt there. Because out of everybody on my team, the people who are going are the ones who are serious, and I can see that. So no offense if you're not going, but I'm telling you, you should go, because when you see the pictures that Johnny and Natalie are going to be posting, you're going to kick yourself in the butt that you're not there. I'm telling you. It is incredible. And one thing that I took from conference that I know this is kind of bad, but I will never, ever forget is just sitting there in the back of the room and looking around and seeing 20,000 other people and saying, I need to get to everybody else before they do. And that is when I was just like, all right, it's go time. I was like, every single other person in this room is doing the same thing I'm doing. I need to find them first. And I worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. It's like turning the light switch on every single time you go. It's insane. You got to go. You just have to.
Yeah. I mean, it's so funny that you said that. We had something funny too. Like we were thinking the same thing. Like we just need to work because we were pushing for double to get that $30,000 bonus. We didn't even go to the night party because we sat here and worked and we're signing people up. Literally, like we did not even go to the one.
Wait, at conference?
Yeah.
Conference.
Oh, that was so much fun though.
We're working. Money's more fun sometimes, you know.
To be honest, no, we were struggling so bad financially, and we spent everything that we had to get to conference. Like we were over here, like trying to be like, well,
we had no money to go eat afterwards last year with the team. Like we had no money. We had $14 in our bank account last year when we went, and we couldn't buy anything at the store. We couldn't get anything afterwards. No food, no drink, nothing.
We were on strict budget.
It was really bad, but it made us double. He double promoted, and then we went double.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
make the sacrifices. You go. You know, conference was non-negotiable for us because we knew that that's the ticket to, you know, financial freedom. That's a ticket to get out of struggle.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's exactly what it did for us. And it's awesome. It's gonna be your third one.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm flying this time. I'm not driving because it's a 12-hour drive, but that always turns into 14 or 15. I just can't do it. I'm just like, I'm on my flight.
Especially on the way back, whenever you're hitting those gas stations and you're talking and blitzing with people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited to meet you guys too. That'll be our first time. You guys, oh my God, wait, can we tell them about that picture? One of the girls on my team took a picture, and Johnny was sitting in the background. So little did we know, I was literally right in front of you, and it's so crazy.
Yeah, that's
out.
Oh, that was at conference?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It was just like, oh my God, that's out of everyone, like we were right in front of each other. It's so crazy.
Yeah. So you're sitting right there on the right. I don't know if Natalie saw the picture.
Oh my God, you gotta show her because your face in it is so funny.
I'm just sitting there and I'm like looking off somewhere and I'm like, wait, that is me.
Hold on, I can totally pull it up right now actually if you want me to.
That's so funny.
Just ran. Yeah, it was